Well, it's happened again. The FBI has issued another warning that the American people are now a threat. And this is because of who is coming into our country without being properly vetted and checked. Now, I want to break down what's going on, why the issues here in the United States, including the protests at many fine establishments, very good universities, why these continue to happen, and what experts believe is on the horizon. So make sure you stick around and watch this entire video, and I'll explain exactly what is going on. But all I ask is one thing, it takes 2 seconds, go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates, and now let's begin. So we have a massive crisis on our hands here in the United States, but it starts with what the FBI Director Christopher Wray has just said. He says he's been sounding the alarm on heightened threat environment. It says FBI Director Christopher Wray has warned lawmakers that the threat of terrorism has risen to a whole other level since October 7th. Now, the problem with what we are currently facing is that nobody has an answer. It's not like we are seeing the attacks happening between Israel and Hamas. These are not stopping. The United States even went further and provided additional funding to Israel to the tune of about $26 billion. That's going to go to Israel. And many people all across the United States are upset and they are protesting in college towns. Just look at this, okay? I want to show you this. This is at Columbia, okay? Or actually, this is at UT Austin. Look at this right here. I'll play this for you.
Arresting at least 43 other protesters, additional protesters yesterday, after they ignored orders to disperse. According to the school, many of those arrested believed not to be affiliated with the university. This is happening increasingly at universities. We're finding many of the people being arrested are actually not students at all.
So it's interesting what she just said. She said the majority of people that are being arrested are not actually students at all. But you know what colleges are now saying? That if you are caught protesting on their campus, you'll be suspended. And then I saw just earlier today that now colleges are going a step further, and they're not suspending students, they're expelling students. You are done. You will never go to school at their university again. Guess what? People are not running because they're not scared. People are not hiding because they're not students. Many of the people that we are seeing protesting are just regular people protesting at those colleges. Well, here's the reason why that is concerning. It's because of what the FBI has been warning for several months. That we are now seeing people are coming into the United States without being vetted. They aren't being checked. We have no clue where they're going. They're just coming in and then they're protesting. They're riling us up and trying to get us on their side. Because again, they're saying that, no, we need to be pro-Palestinian, anti-Israeli. That is what they're telling us. Now, I'm not telling you which way to go, which side to be on, and which way to think. That's up to you. But here's what I'm telling you. We are going to see, and again, whether it's right or wrong, we are going to see a potential attack. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be anything like 9/11. The FBI and Homeland Security have stated that the next attack could be bigger than 9/11. But what I'm telling you is there will be an attack. It may not be large, it may be very small, but it will still have a significance. Here's the reason why. Now what we're seeing from some of these riots and some of these protesters are they're going after specific groups of people. Palestinians, Israelis. That's what we're seeing. The Jewish community has been pretty much on alert for months that they could be targeted. That's a problem because it's just starting at some of these communities, some of these Jewish communities. But what about when it spreads? And now it's somebody else that's injured. Somebody else that looks like they are being targeted because of the color of their skin, where they came from, their country of origin, the language that they speak, or just their look. That is it. It could be somebody from the Middle East. It could be somebody from, Central and South America. It could be somebody just because they have darker skin, lighter skin. That's what we're seeing, and that's where many people say they are extremely concerned. But I want to show you a few other things. This came out just today, where we are now seeing California is completely changing. One of the worries that many people have all across the United States is, what is California doing? Because what California does, many states seem to follow. I know Oregon and Washington are two states that almost do the exact same thing. But look at this. California finally reverses its population loss streak. Says a rebound in legal immigration and other factors fueled the state's first population increase since 2019. What is going on right now is that California, they lost thousands and thousands of people during the pandemic because nobody wanted to be in California. They were locked down. There were mask mandates. Some people couldn't work. You had to stay home and be isolated for 5 to potentially 7 days. It was just a mess. People left the state. Now, some people are coming back. But the people that are coming back are not the billionaires. These are the lower income earners. These are people that are struggling elsewhere, coming back to California because California does offer free health care to low income migrants. It does offer a higher minimum wage than other states, even nearby states. But here's what I think is interesting. We are seeing a massive shift. That U.S. migrants, they're shifting. Instead of going to Texas, they're now going to California. That's what we're facing. People are not going to Arizona, they're going to California because California has better weather. They have a higher minimum wage, so even though they may not be able to work, they can still go to California, work illegally, and still make more money than they could in, let's say, Utah or over in Texas. But here's something that was announced just the other day. And the reason I bring this up is because we are about to see people get stuck here inside the United States. Look at this. This is an article from Reuters. It says U.S. Mexico to clamp down on illegal immigration, leaders say. I want to read you a little bit of this. It says, in a phone conversation on Sunday, U.S. President Joe Biden and Mexican President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador said their administrations would soon take steps to decrease illegal crossings while also addressing the economic and security problems that cause people to migrate. It says, in the short term, the two leaders ordered their national security teams to work together to immediately implement concrete measures to significantly reduce irregular border crossings while protecting human rights. It says Biden, a Democrat seeking another 4-year term in the November 5th election, has toughened his approach to border security in recent months as immigration has emerged as a top concern among voting age Americans. Here's the thing. Right now, almost all agencies are saying that immigration is going to cause a problem. Because as we see more people come in, and I bring this to your attention because this is exactly why people are protesting. As more people come into the United States, we have less of an ability to provide support and assistance to our own people, to our communities and colleges and states, and to unemployment, and to libraries and parks, and to veterans and the homeless. We just can't do it because now we're trying to pay for all these migrant shelters. We're trying to provide more food to people that were not in the country 6 months ago or a year ago. We're also trying to provide a quicker response time for your jobs, trying to get a work permit in an expedited fashion, not waiting a year, but potentially 3 to maybe 6 weeks. That's hurting many people. But also, it's causing wages to go up. What an interesting thing just came out today is that we have more wage pressures today than we did last year. Wages are going up, which means inflation is going up, which means the American people are going to struggle even more. Now, here's the last thing I want to leave you with. Right now, we are seeing so many issues all across the United States. But all these issues, you take all these issues and you put them together, where it's a little bit here, a little bit there, then you got protests, and you got unemployment, and then you got wages, and then you got shelter, and then you got medicine costs and food costs, and it keeps going up, 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 and up. And then it piles on so heavily that most people are struggling. As you struggle, you will make some very interesting decisions. This is also one of the reasons why the FBI has stated it could be a regular, normal person that all of a sudden the light switches, right? If something goes off in their mind and they implode. So again, the FBI has been issuing warnings for several months, and for good reason. So I will leave you with that. You can take it as you wish, but that is what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.